at the Senior Center here in Austintown, Ohio, and we're at the Tuesday Cruise-In put on by the Mahoning Valley Old Car Club. Hi, I'm Rick Guerrera for Armstrong Street Scene. We pulled out a perfect day today. Not much clouds in the sky. The rain's coming later on. Hey, you know what? Let's go check out some of these cars in here. We got some beauties. With me I have Rich Posovac with his 1940 Model 120 two-door Packard Coupe.
Yeah.
Coupe. Hey, this is pretty nice, Rich. How long have you had it?
I've had it about 1.5 years.
Uh-huh.
I've put about 6,000 miles on it since I bought it. Car runs great. Did a little work on it, brakes and wheel cylinders, and rear end had a little leak in it, and it had a little body work on the back. But
there's always some work with the old cars, no matter how nice they are.
There's always something, right?
That's what makes them fun, though, if you can fix them.
But this car is unbelievable. And when you're riding in this car, it floats. It's like, well, it's like you don't feel the road. You're just floating in the air.
What's this thing weigh?
Oh, it's about 2,800 pounds.
Oh, that's it? I thought it'd be a lot heavier than that.
No, I think they're pretty much about, all the 4 doors and 2 doors are pretty close to the same.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. How about, let's start up here in the front end.
Okay.
What do we got here underneath the
Well, it's a straight 8. Horsepower, I don't remember what the horsepower, but this has a 3-speed transmission with overdrive. Now, Packard in 1940 already had a hydromatic that they used in it. And they had a lot of extras. They had an automatic clutch. They had, with the overdrive, it's got the kick down. That's automatic too, electric kick down. And the car was so far ahead of itself that for 1940, I couldn't believe that they did all this stuff with this car. But I've changed a few things around. I've changed the oil filter. I've gone to synthetic oil in it.
You can do that?
Yeah.
No problem?
So far, no problem. But with the oils they're using today, they keep telling you have to use an additive in them. And, I figured with the synthetic oils, you got enough in there that you should be able to handle this engine. Well, I think this car cruises at about 65 good.
Well, that's not bad.
At 75, you're pushing it. You know.
That's with the overdrive.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not bad. Heck,
but
that's good for an old car.
Yeah, these cars weren't made for like expressway interstate driving. They were made for 2-lane roads, you know.
Right.
Oh, the radio was a humongous radio. I can't believe that you had to do so much. There was so much involved with the radio to get a little bit of noise out of it. It was strictly AM, probably a lot of static. It had a vibrator, a great big transformer. When I took the radio out, it actually weighed, I'd say, about 20 pounds. I said I couldn't believe the radio, but I've added a 6-volt simple radio to it now, and I got AM, FM, and I don't even need an antenna on the car, but it works good. And the radio works good.
I was just surprised this even had a radio back in 1940.
And radio was a luxury. You know, a lot of people think, I'm thinking back, they told me a long time ago a cigarette lighter was a big item in a car. There was a lot of accidents when people would smoke, lighting a cigarette with a match.
Yeah.
The big thing in an automobile was a cigarette lighter.
You have one in here?
Yeah, this one has one.
This one has it?
It has, but they say that they cut down on accidents by having an electric cigarette lighter in the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the dashboard's all original. It still has it has the original heater in it. It has the original radio, but I'm modifying the radio a little bit.
All the gauges.
It has an electric fuel pump on it.
Got a clock in it and everything, huh?
The clock.
This must have been like a luxury model or something, huh?
I think the guy that bought this he got the cheap car with a lot of extras. You know.
Right.
But it was a business coupe. The back seats fold down. They fold up to fold down for storage. You can haul stuff in, and then when you want to put somebody in the back, the seats fold out.
Sounds like a new feature, like in the newer cars.
Yeah.
We have those. Yeah, but this is an old feature. Plus a split window. I love it. You know.
It's I can see. I see a problem with the window was too high. One thing, they should have lowered that back window so you can see the little car behind you a little better.
There's always a problem with those split windows.
But
that's why they only did them 1 year on the vet, right?
Yeah.
Because you couldn't see.
But that was the beginning of the automobile, you know.
Dual tires, dual spares.
I got spare. I don't carry. I carry my tools on this side.
Oh, okay.
And I carry extra water on the other side.
Oh, okay. It's an extra trunk then.
Yeah. The tires in the back. The car was originally 16-inch tires, and then they went to 15-inch wheels, which makes the car look a lot better.
Sure.
Ride a lot better.
Sure.
But
you got a real beauty here, Rich.
thank you.
Really, thank you for sharing it with us.
Okay.
And Rich, you're what, the chairman of the car cruise here for the Mahoning Valley Old Car Club.
Right. And we're doing this cruise every Tuesday night, all summer long. The money we raise here at this cruise goes to hospice.
Okay.
Okay. Now our club is tied in with hospice.
Which is a great organization.
We're paying for a room out there. So far, we've been doing this thing for about 15 years.
Yeah.
And we've accumulated so much money that the hospice says, if you guys keep doing it, we're going to give you a door plaque, put a plaque over one of the rooms in Mahoning Valley Old Car Club room.
Great.
And so far, we've done pretty good. We've given them a nice hunk of money. We got a little ways to go yet to pay for the room.
Sure.
But every year we get a little bit there closer to the paid off thing, you know.
Hopefully the weather will cooperate with you for the rest of the summer here, right?
And then our car show, we do 3 kids a year. 3 children are born with a handicap.
Okay.
We do one, it's a car show. We do one at Christmas time, and then we do one in the spring. And we help these kids out.
How many cars are in your show?
Usually at the cruise here, we got about 90 cars. Our car show, we go a little bit over 200. I'd say about 250.
But it's a nice show, and you get some quality cars there. If you had never been there, you got to go.
Cars in
Boardman
the park.
Cars in
we
the
park
park.
on the grass.
That's it. I have Dave Bayoski in his 1956 DeSoto Adventurer.
Right.
All original.
All original.
Get out. That's how many miles on this thing?
77,000 miles.
Where did you find this at?
Found it in Maryland. My wife and I were taking a trip on a bed and breakfast adventure in 1998. And saw this in somebody's yard, stopped in, asked them if they wanted to sell it, and they said no, they just bought it. And a car came from Colorado. They bought it from the original owners. And when we left there, we made friends with the folks. And when we left there, I got their name and address. Sent them a letter when we got back home. And they kept that letter in with the title to the car. And a gentleman passed away last year. And the wife called and said, "Are you still interested in a DeSoto Adventurer?" After all those years, 15 years later. And I said,
oh,
sure.
It was 15 years. Wow. Wow.
So we made a trip to Maryland and looked at the car, and it was just like I had seen it. They had put in 2,000 miles on it in all those years.
Oh, yikes.
So we made a deal and made a good friend too, and now it's part of our family.
Did you drive it home?
No, I did. We bought it during the winter time, and
okay.
So I had it shipped back.
Okay. So we're talking here underneath the hood. We got a Hemi in here. How big of a Hemi is this?
This is, I believe it's a 368 cubic inch. DeSoto's all by itself, but it would be equivalent to the muscle car, Chrysler 300, or the Plymouth Fury.
A lot of people call these the first muscle cars.
I would say that would be the first muscle car, yeah.
Except your true blood muscle car driver.
Pushing a lot of horsepower, yeah. And they move good for a heavy car.
The Hemi in this. So this is a DeSoto. This is Chrysler Corporation's car.
Correct.
This is equivalent to what? What else is the Chrysler?
Well, the Plymouth Fury, they made the Dodge D500, which was a 2.4 motor.
That was the bottom line.
Well, Plymouth.
Okay.
Plymouth first. We made the Plymouth Fury. then the Dodge D500.
Okay.
This car, which they only made 996 of them.
Oh, wow.
And then they made the Chrysler 300.
I thought the DeSoto was the top of the line, but it's the Chrysler.
Chrysler 300 would have been the top of the line.
How much difference is there?
What, money-wise, you
Or
mean?
just like
oh,
body-wise and everything?
they're pretty close in size, and really, it's pretty much the same quality as the Chrysler 300. They made a few more of the Chrysler 300.
Everything's original paint and everything, huh?
Correct.
Original bumpers and.
Yep. Other than a few problems with the dash pad, everything's really nice, still original. Some nicks and scuffs, as you could see.
What color could this car come in if you ordered?
3 different colors.
Okay.
The black and gold, the white and gold is this one, and then the black and white. 3 different combinations.
Let's look at the interior a little bit. This is pretty nice. This is all original interior, all gauges in it.
Factory gauges.
Oh, it even got power windows in it. Yeah, in 56.
That was an option that was standard on this car. Full power and special gold trim, carpeting.
I love the carpet. If you look at the carpet real quick, it looks like it's dirty, but you look at it and go, no.
Gold tweed in it.
Yeah, gold tweed. That's pretty sharp.
Still has factory markings that they put in it from the factory, under the dash, under the hood, and even on the frame you could see original part numbers yet.
Everything's nice underneath there?
Yeah.
You got all the gauges in here, AM radio.
Everything works.
Power steering, power brakes.
Correct.
Push button transmission with overdrive.
No
overdrive. No overdrive in this big thing.
2-speed torque flight. It could use an overdrive.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought they all come with overdrive back then. This is
the hubcaps were specific to this car, special made.
With me I have Joe Bush, and Joe has a 1931 Ford Model A. This is a beauty, Joe.
Yeah, yes it is.
How long have you had it?
About 10 years. But the first 5 years I was working on it. The second 5 years now I've been driving.
Enjoying it. What did you do when you first bought it? What kind of shape was it in?
It was all in parts.
All in parts?
Yeah.
So you had a real basket case then?
Yeah, it was.
So what did you do to it then?
Everything.
Painted it and engine and everything?
No, the engine I did, I farmed it out.
And
the
by
upholstery,
the way, we're going to put those tickets back in.
I farmed that out, but
At
everything
the
else
end of
I
the night,
did.
we're going to put them all back in. So
Looks
you
good,
can
looks
request.
good. Is this the original color? Or any color went back then?
No,
This is the original car.
Okay.
Original. Hey,
Mark just
Let's
says
talk about
this
the engine
person
over here,
is
Joe. What do we got underneath this hood here?
Do you know the
Well,
guy?
it's a 4-cylinder standard Ford engine.
How many
I
horsepower?
was a few
42.
thousand short,
42. I see you changed it over to an alternator.
Yes.
He
Okay,
wouldn't
a lot
sell
better
that
there
car.
for
I
comfort
know
and
he's-
everything.
I know
Well,
him too.
it's
Hey,
much more
Danny.
reliable.
Yeah, sure.
Do you?
Where do you get the parts at for this? May I ask? I know what you're going to say.
Snyder's.
Snyder's, of course. Dawn's a friend of ours right here.
Snyder's, and I found them in different swap meets.
Okay, this
Things
is
like
storage
that.
ticket for 50/50.
So have you had one of these before?
Yeah, I've had 4 of them.
This is the only one you have now?
No, I got a 4-door. I drive it too.
And you're from where, Joe? You're from Greenford. You drove it in from Greenford?
Yeah.
This is a 31 Ford
Okay, this is
Model A
50/50.
Cabriolet.
Correct.
This is for the
And when we're
50/50
talking Cabriolet, what are we
storage
talking with the Cabriolet, for those who don't know?
ticket. Like the reminder,
It's a convertible,
there's a lot of stuff we
but it's
can
got
go in
roll-up
the
windows,
50/50
glass
ticket.
windows,
Tickets.
where
It's
your
not
regular
too
Roadster
late.
Roadster
Door prizes,
uh,
right at registration.
doesn't have any windows.
Right at
Right.
registration.
But
No,
the top
you
does
can
come
get
down and
some-
everything.
yeah.
It doesn't, it'll fold down, right?
Yeah, it
I
folds.
see the kid
Uh-huh.
win.
Yeah.
Okay,
What color is this?
orange ticket.
Um,
Last 4 numbers, 8724.
Yellow.
it's yellow, yeah.
Close enough. Let's look at the interior a little bit. I haven't even seen
Then
it
this
myself
ticket
yet.
will go back in.
Is this all original like this?
Yeah.
Just you restored it back to original.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. And what do you got on the shifter? You got 3-speed?
3-speed, yeah.
Uh-huh. Joe, thanks for sharing your car with us. What a beauty. What a beauty.
And
Thank you much.
Thanks.
We're at the Buckeye Restoration with Nate Miller and Johnny Carson here, and today we are going to what?
Johnny here is going to install a water pump for you.
Okay.
So basically, we're going to put it on here. We're going to use some gasket sealer. The gasket now,
Okay.
you shouldn't have to use a gasket sealer, but being this is a 45-year-old timing cover, I'm going to use it. We don't know if it's straight. It should be straight from the machine shop, but we'll do it anyways. We'll torque it down to 20 pounds. The water pump will be changed, and it'll be good to go.
Okay, here we go. So if this was all new, we wouldn't really need a gasket on it then, huh?
Right. If
Wow,
it was brand new, we
okay.
don't need a gasket at all.
Okay. Okay, what are we putting on there, John?
This is a Permatex gasket maker.
Okay.
You got to make sure you just put it all the way around, no gaps. Because like you said, you don't want nothing.
You're going to
getting
put
through.
that all the way around.
And then all the way
you're gonna-
around on
then you're
this
gonna
side
put
one.
the
This one
gasket
too.
on there
Goes,
too.
goes on here and then it goes on the
Okay.
other side for when you put the water pump on.
That makes it nice too. It sticks on there, so
Yep.
it
So it
doesn't slide.
Or you can use grease if you wanted to, you know.
You could use grease.
Yep. Old mechanics trick.
But this, I think, would seal it better, though, right? He put the gasket on over this. He's putting the sealer on the other side now, a little fine bead all the way around it, so we can apply the water pump to this. Okay, now we got the sealer all on. Carson, what are we going to do here now?
You just put all the bolts in where they go.
Okay.
Pretty much you just follow where they go at. You gotta make sure you put it in the right
That
spot.
gasket's real tight up in there.
Oh yeah.
So this isn't your ordinary stock water pump then, right?
Right. Yep.
Okay, since everything else is built up, you put the
Right.
a better water pump on there. Okay, so what we're doing here, we'll say we have them snugged down enough, and how much pressure are we going to put on?
You only want to go 20 pounds of torque because you don't want to snap the bolts off or anything.
Okay, so is that standard with any water pump?
Every one I've done.
Okay. With me I have Keith Zybrigg from Youngstown, Ohio, and his 1941 Ford pickup truck.
Correct.
Nice, Keith. Very nice.
Thank you very much.
How long have you owned this?
It's going to be about 2 years.
What have you done to it?
Well, we redid this past winter. We completely redid the dash, put it back to original, but then added some upgrades such as a new Flaming River steering column, fabricated a new stereo in it, just upgraded some of the gauges, new gauge bezel. So we'll just try to clean it up inside a little bit.
So what are we sporting under the hood here?
This is the original 41 flathead V8. Some upgrades, Offenhauser heads. It has a Hawley 4-barrel on it. And we also upgraded it from a generator to an alternator.
Yeah, I see that. This was the big engine everybody wanted back then.
Everybody wanted the flathead V8. It was a strong engine. Yeah, they were in both Fords, Mercurys, like we talked earlier.
How many horse you pushed on this?
It's probably a little over 100. Yeah, maybe 105, 110.
That sounds like nothing nowadays.
No.
That was a lot back then. So where did you buy this at, Keith?
I traded. Well, I had a Model A Coupe in the past, and I traded it with a guy up in Michigan, in Flint, Michigan area. He wanted my car, I wanted a truck, either a 40 or 41, and we put it together.
That's not bad. That's how you do it.
That's
what kind of platform you have on there?
It's the original.
It's all original?
Yeah,
it's all original.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all the original frame. What we did in the front is it's a single leaf spring to get the stance down low. But besides that, pretty much all original, other than the bed in the back, which I think you've seen. We Frenched in the antenna, and it's a power antenna. It's up right now.
How about the interior? Is that done when you got it?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
What do you got, a 4-speed in this?
It's a 3-speed. It's the original 3-speed.
Oh, it's
also.
original 3-speed too. Wow. Radio? Original radio?
No. We put a new Sony in when we did the dash. We fabricated that piece underneath the dash. Put a new stereo. And like I said, the gauge bezel, Flaming River steering column, new banjo wheel. Get that nostalgia look with the banjo wheel.
The steering wheel.
Yep.
How's she run for you?
It's been running great. It's been running great.
She's a driver,
As soon as it warms up, drive it everywhere. I went to, well, your show down at Shepherd Storage, and it got rained out, but it didn't bother me to go in the rain. It's fine. The only thing that concerns me is I don't have no windshield wipers.
Rain-X them.
That's it. I Rain-X the heck out of them.
If you remember Keith from a couple years ago, we had him on with the 30 Ford Model A Coupe, 2 years ago, right?
Correct.
What'd you do with that?
That's the car that was traded for this truck.
Oh, okay. So that was a trade.
Right. That was the car that was.
That's how you do it. Makes it a little bit easier on the pocketbook. You know?
Absolutely.
You're watching Armstrong Street Scene.
With me, I have Frank Lane with his 1948 Lincoln Zephyr. Frank, this thing is beautiful.
Thank you.
It's definitely a head turner, I'll tell you. How long have you owned it?
Oh, about a year.
Okay.
And it was appraised at $140,000.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see
which
that.
I never get for it.
No,
But
that's...
it was built in California. Professional car designer Richard Zalke in California designed the car. And my friend Howie got it from California, and I did some trading for it last year. It's a V12 original type flathead. Thank God I don't have a Chevy in it like everything else. Okay.
that's original engine in.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's got a Mercury overdrive transmission with overdrive. Has a real tall gear. It's got an 8-inch Ford rear end, which is a 280 gear, which is really too tall for it. What's overdrive? I don't even use it, okay? The bumpers are 1956 Dodge, front and rear.
56, they were customized a little bit?
Right, yeah. They're called smoothie with no bolts. They weld
Okay.
studs in the back. It has Fat Man front end with power rack and pinion steering, which I put in. When I got it, it was manual steering. It was steering too hard.
Yeah.
So I had to fabricate an extra pulley on that Lincoln V12 so I could run the power steering pump. And I mounted the power steering pump on the frame instead of on the motor because the motor don't move any.
Right.
It's real hard to hang it off the motor.
Got a bigger radiator in it?
Yeah, it's an aluminum radiator. The interior is all.
Let's go look at the interior then. Okay.
It's vinyl, but it's pearl crocodile.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Boy, that's sweet. That is so nice.
It has a Lacara steering wheel in it, which is a pricey wheel.
What kind of wheel?
It's called a Lacara.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. And you got to see the headliner in this car too if he wants to take a shot of that through the back.
This is nice. I wish we could really show the color of this in the sun, but it's a two-tone pearlescent.
Yeah.
Two-tone
PPG paint.
PP Customs.
Yeah, custom color. I don't know what it is, but it's PPG paint. And also take a shot of that rear window in the back there, the way they even did that.
So this thing was chopped.
4 inches.
4 inches.
Original moldings here. The taillights are original. The front end's totally modified. And in the trunk here, that's the air suspension up in front of that panel right there.
And these are the Dodge bumpers here, the rear bumper.
Yeah, 56 Dodge. It's been modified.
Right.
The front bumper is stock except for the smoothie. The holes have been filled. In the trunk, it's got a release underneath it. You pull a handle to get it open underneath, okay?
Oh, that's neat.
And I got a remote that puts the windows down because there's shaved door handles on it, okay?
Car registration number 47. We have a guitar.
Chrome is stock?
Yeah, stock around the side. Zephyr had that right there.
Zephyr is a beautiful car. So this is chopped 4 inches there, just so top there.
And all the fenders are filled. They're all one piece. The skirts were modified. The skirts used to go over the outside of the body. And these are mounted inside. It's all custom there, the way they did all that.
So these were two pieces then, the fender.
Okay. The seams are all filled. They filled the rain gutters, which they normally do, okay? The spotlights they're real spotlights, but they're not hooked up. And the wheels are Kelsey Hayes wheels.
Okay, plus.
Yeah, and I have Dodge Lancer hubcap centers I put on there. I thought it kind of dressed it up.
It did dress it up.
The car's changed to 12 volt. Now the generator It looks like a generator, but it has an alternator in it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And also got a set of headers I'm going to put on it next. They make headers for the V12.
Air ride in it?
Yeah, air in the front and the back. Has dual exhaust.
Is that the original grill in it?
No.
No, that's a custom grill?
Yeah. The whole front end's different. This grill is all handmade out of tubing. They,
Boy, is that nice.
The bottom's all handmade.
That's just clean, yeah.
The headlights are changed. This front grill pan is all custom made.
So these are different headlights then too?
Yeah. I mean, the bezels are, it's they're 12.
I looked under the hood of this and I go, what the heck is that? V12, that's a monster.
It sure is.
That's a monster.
Many more shots in the motor.
Yeah, wow.
V12. It's only got like 130 horsepower. I mean, they're inefficient. I get about maybe 16, 17 in a highway with it.
It's a lot of fun, I can imagine. That's definitely a head turner, huh, Frank?
Thank you.
Hey, Frank, thank you for sharing your car with us. What a beauty. What a beauty.
Thank you very much.
You're watching Street Scene.
With me, I have Larry Green from Boardman, Ohio, in his 1966 Ford Fairlane GT 390 convertible.
Right.
Very nice, Larry. Very nice.
Thank you.
What's the head? This is a head turner here.
Yeah, it's basically original. Interior's original, motor's original, transmission's original. The only thing it was painted, I had heard it was painted somewhere around 30 years ago.
How long have you owned it, Larry?
10 years.
10 years?
Yeah. But it's my baby.
Yeah, it's a nice looking car. Very nice. Original top on it too. Huh?
Yeah, original top, original interior, everything.
How's it run for you? Good?
Yeah, it runs pretty good.
How many horse are we talking there?
It's 335 is what they said from the factory.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
This isn't even that heavy of a car either, I would imagine.
I don't really know how heavy it is.
So
yeah,
this is
it gets away from red light. Okay.
I see a big smile on your face. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Fun factor. So we're talking the Ford Fairlane GT. When we're putting a GT emblem on it, what does that add to this car?
It adds 390 motor, bucket seats, blacked out grille, and I'm sure there's some other things, but I don't know what they are now, console and stuff. But that's basically what it is. And if you got regular GT, it was a 4-speed car.
Right.
If you got the GTA, which is what this is, it's the automatic.
Oh, okay. So this is the Ford
GTA.
GTA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the GT is a 4-speed.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's nice. This is really nice. You don't see many of these. You know how many of these they made?
4,000, I believe, something like that, 4,100, something like that. That's what I've heard anyway.
Is this a local car?
Yeah, it was bought in Canfield. Went through a couple of owners, and I saw this when it was brand new and loved it. Couldn't afford it, and it came around, and I decided I better get it, so I did.
What do you think the sticker was on these when they were new?
I have no idea. It's I'm sure it was probably $5,000–6,000 anyway. 66.
This is a beauty, friend. Let's look at the interior a little bit. So the GT come with the bucket seats.
Right.
If it wasn't a GT, it'd have the bench seats and not the console in there and everything.
Right.
It's got the wood steering wheel, stock.
Yeah, that's an option.
That's an option? Okay.
Actually, it came with a regular wheel, and I found one of those. I gotta tell you how much money I have in that.
They're not cheap, I'll tell you.
No, and they're pretty scarce.
I was looking for one for my '69 Cougar. That was an option on mine, and I said, "Oh boy, I'm just going to get the aftermarket one." It looks almost identical.
But it's like that. I mean, I just think that sets off the interior. So.
Oh yeah, it makes a world of difference. What do you got? The AM radio in it?
Just a regular stock AM radio. That's the one that came with it.
Power brakes, power steering.
Yeah. Power brakes.
Electric top.
Yes.
Good.
Yep.
Glass window in the back for a convertible?
Glass.
Oh, that's a nice feature. That's really
nice.
nice.
I think that was an option too.
Good.
But
the other one's always yellowed and everything and cracked and all that.
Right.
This is nice, though. This is very nice. Original interior, you say?
Yes.
You know the color of this?
It's called Ember Glow.
Amber glow.
Yeah, EMBER.
With matching interior.
Yes.
Nice.
And the boot for the top is the same color too as the car.
Very
nice. I like it.
It's all counts. I like it too. It's very nice.
Good. When I get ready to sell it, I'll call you.
You got it. Give me a call. I'm a Ford guy. I'm a Chevy guy, and I'm a Mercury guy too. So I like them all. So.
I do too.
With me, I have Gary Finland with his 1924 Star.
Star Cabriolet.
A Star.
Yeah, a Star. Yep.
What is a Star?
A Star was built by Durant. They built them for only a few years, and then in '28, Durant got rid of the Star name.
Well, Durant's a big name in automobile.
He was, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. He was the guy that put together Buick Olds Cadillac at GM.
Right.
And he left GM and started his own line of cars. And yeah, they built a lot of cars. I don't. As far as the Cabriolets, I haven't been able to find out. I know they didn't build very many of them.
Right.
So, the guy said to me they were more expensive. They were probably 600 instead of 400 new.
Yeah,
you know, so.
right. All right. Let's check out this engine on here. This is what type of engine we have here.
Continental 4-cylinder.
Okay.
It's called a W5 Continental.
This is all stock.
All stock. Yep. Yep. Distributor. The water pump's on the back. It's powered by a rubber hose. This is all rubber hose that powers that. Pretty basic, you know. Serpentine belt. You know, we think serpentine belt's relatively new. Well, they had it in the 20s. You know. Actually, that's a little narrower than the original, but yep. So it was ahead of its time. 21-inch wheels.
Oh yeah, with hubcaps, right?
Yeah, with hubcaps, absolutely, yeah.
How do you find parts for this?
Well, you can go online. They actually there's the Durant Auto Club. There's East Coast and West Coast, and just some of the older members. Sometimes you can get lucky and get a few parts. You know, they're kind of reluctant to give them up, but they can be had. A lot of the parts can be had.
You know, Gary, I've never heard of a Star. Back in the 20s, they made cars every type.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of different ones. But this was Durant's car. What else did Durant make?
He built Rugby's. He built Flints. He built, I believe it's called Dork, or that was, I can't even think all. He built about 5 or 6, probably 6 different cars, you know, in his line there. I can't tell you what they are right offhand, but like I say, he got rid of the Star name in '28, and they were just called Durant's.
So you know any history about this? Where did it come from?
This car has been in Youngstown basically its whole life. It was up on originally it was owned by my neighbor's stepfather, and they lived on Alameda.
What's his name?
Ray Boyer. Joe Leschnock was his name. And then Ray Boyer was his stepson. He ended up with the car. It was stored like 30 years down off Mahoning here in Youngstown, and he passed away 2 years ago. And so that's how I ended up coming across it. But I never saw it in 28 years. He never had it out. It didn't run.
Right next to him.
I lived right next to him, but he never brought it home.
So what was it like when you bought it?
It was covered up. You couldn't see it. It was covered up with blankets and piled with junk, you know, and hard to see. But the more I looked at it, I realized the body was excellent on it. There are no rust holes on it. And, you know, just the fact that it hadn't been run, you know, you don't know what you're going to get into there. But he was, Ray was an oiler, so he had all the spark plugs out. He loaded it with oil in the top and the head and the pistons. So it was.
So he knew how to store it then.
He knew how to store it. And when I went to start it, it didn't turn 2 cranks and it was running.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
It was
how about the tires on it? Were they pretty well shot?
Those are the original tires. They're the original tires. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're not the greatest, but they're, you know, at 30 mile an hour.
You're talking 90-year-old tires.
90-year-old tires, yeah. I don't think you want to drive too much in the rain.
No, no. Oh my gosh, that's unbelievable.
Yep.
Let's look at the interior a little bit. What did you do to the interior?
Well, actually, I had to have the seat covered. When I reached in here and leaned on the seat, my elbow went through it, and it was the leather was just really crystallized. So I had to cover the seats. That was one thing I did do. I put a disconnect under the seat because of the old wiring, you know, 90-year-old wiring.
Right.
And you know, other than that, I mean, they were way ahead of their times. If you look, the pinstripe on the dash, pinstripe on the door. I mean, come on, for the 20s.
Just real wood?
I don't know whether it is or not, to be honest with you.
This looks like real wood.
I did have to change the wood on the top here. That was pretty much gone.
And you got air conditioning too.
I have air conditioning. I have cruise control.
Right here, right there.
Yeah, here's cruise.
And cruise control.
Cruise over here.
So
we have all the modern conveniences.
What do you got? 3-speed?
3-speed. Yep. Okay. And it runs along pretty good. I'll tell you what. It starts quickly and it runs pretty smooth. You know.
Let me see. We've got 3 pedals in there.
Yeah, well,
and a block of wood.
Yeah, and a block of wood. They claim that block of wood was factory. So
what's it do?
That's just a footrest, and that's a footrest to the one to the immediate right is a footrest, and then that's the starter button.
The starter button, one's the right top.
And that is comfortable. That block of wood. I mean, that's generally where I put my foot. Not a lot of room for the pedals, and you better like who you're in here with because there's not a lot of room. It's rather small.
How about the dashboard and everything? How many miles you get on this thing?
7,900 miles, and that's supposed to be original miles. That's what they say.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, this is amazing.
It is amazing. Yep.
This is really a neat car.
Yep.
Really something. I've never heard of a Star, and I never heard of any of the ones that Durant made, but Durant was a biggie back then.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yep. So I had 9 gallons of slack in the tank. I had a hard time getting all that old gas out of it.
The tank was still in good shape though?
Oh yeah, it was pretty good.
How'd you get the slack out?
Well, I used acetone, I used muriatic acid, and I had it hot tanked at the radiator shop.
Okay.
And eventually I coated it with Bill Hirsch tank sealer. And new fuel lines, new carburetor.
What kind of brakes you get on this?
We have mini bike brakes basically. You know, you have the band around the drum.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, the band ones, yeah.
That's what I call it. You know, it's kind of a joke, but you know, you want to stop here, you need to start down the road here a little ways.
You look like you were zipping around here pretty good before.
Yeah, I did, yeah. It's, I don't think you'd want to do any panic stops with it, you know, for sure, but
this is neat.
It's pretty good.
This is neat.
It's fun to drive.
What's top speed in it?
Well, I was maxed out about 40 mile an hour the other day. I felt like I needed a helmet at that speed, but it runs along pretty good. I think it would go faster than that, but you know, the motors in those days were not balanced.
Right.
So you know, things start to rock and roll pretty good at that speed, you know. So yeah, it's fun to drive. And, this is the way it's going to be. I'm not going to change it. You know, it's all original, and I'm going to leave it that way. You know.
The weather was cooperative tonight. We had a nice night for a show here at the Austintown Senior Center. This car cruise is put on every Tuesday night by the Mahoning Valley Old Car Club, and we were just fortunate enough to pick a nice night. We got some beautiful cars there, and we got some real unique cars. For Armstrong Street Scene, I'm Rick Guerrera. I'll see you down the road.